To A Personal Tao. Today I'm here to help you work through an extremely difficult topic: separation, possibly divorce, and fixing a relationship which is falling apart. Now, people come to me in many stages of relationship challenges. I'm not going to assume where you are. We're going to talk together and I will help evaluate where you are and then find the best solution for your challenge up ahead. The spiritual divorce process I created about 10 years ago, working with so many people working through midlife crisis, that the way people were working on the relationship, they were breaking up relationships in an ungraceful way. And I created this spiritual divorce process to resolve a lot of relationship challenges that were associated with midlife crisis. I've expanded out my teachings quite a bit to go beyond that now. So I offer this to everyone, not just my midlife transformation clients. It works really well. It's an amazing process. There are two different spiritual divorce processes. The one that you will hear about is divorcing with spirit. My process is different. My process is a stage before divorce. It's a separation. It's a spiritual divorce, not a legal divorce. And what we're doing is we're pre-prepping everything to see what options exist and to work two people together in such a way that they can synchronize in a way they're compatible with each other rather than fight with each other. This is really important because people make the assumption that once you begin to separate, that divorce is the only option. Spiritual divorce is a unique situation. It's a stage before divorce and after separation. It's a stage to rebalance. So maybe the separation will be going to different bedrooms. Maybe the separation will be going to different apartments. Maybe the separation is still together, but giving each other more space. There's a lot of ways we can separate and a lot of options here. And every case is unique. And we will find the right option for you and your partner. Now that is an interesting truth. My process works for individuals as well as it does for couples. And what does that mean? It means if you're having a problem with your relationship, but your partner isn't ready to release it yet, I can first work with you. So you can contact me and I can work with you directly, and we won't work with your partner initially. We'll work with you and we'll help you pace everything and time everything so you can get to the right place. So my process works equally well with individuals and with couples. I'll give you an example. I had one student whose wife was having an affair. The wife was totally, going ballistically crazy. It was really funny. And not funny for him though. And she wanted a divorce. She couldn't divorce fast enough. So I sat down with him and we helped him come up with a plan. And we paced everything. We helped him get stronger. Instead of dealing with the fear of the divorce, we first helped him get stronger in his own exercise practice to help take care of him so he wasn't this reacting in fear. We helped him work in communication changes so he could communicate with his partner more gracefully. We helped create space between him and his partner so they wouldn't fight. We began to address the problems one at a time as they arose and separate out issues. And an interesting thing began to happen. They began to communicate with each other again. They began to balance. This didn't happen overnight. It took 3 to 6 months of rebalancing the emotions in play. See, people try to make this happen too fast. They don't account for the emotions. If you don't account for the emotions, all you're going to get is turmoil and conflict. If you account for the emotions, which can take 3 to 6 months to process, then you can rebalance the other processes to be more graceful for each other. So I helped him do that. And so she emotionally became more available to him because he opened up to her in a new way too. And that opened up communication. At the end of the process, 6 months later, they were good friends again. Now in that process, they decided they did want a divorce. And they went to court and they were holding hands as they went to court. They were smiling and happy. And the judge was like going, what's going on? And they signed all the paperwork and they went and they began to leave the courtroom laughing with each other. And the judge stopped them and it literally said, I've never seen this happen before. I've never seen two people so graceful, so happy to be with each other after a divorce. And they smiled because they know the judge didn't go through this spiritual divorce process I walked them through in the end. And they said, we're good friends with each other. There's no reason to fight. We're doing what's right for each of us. And they're still the best of friends today. So I'm not saying your path will follow theirs. Every couple will go through a different path. What we're doing is we're finding the right answer for you relative to what's in play. Because of thousands of different factors in play, there are a lot of different ways this can play out. We're not going to presuppose we know the answer. Rather, the first step we're doing is helping strengthen you. If I'm working with your partner, help strengthen your partner. If I'm only working with you, I also help you work in a way to strengthen your partner, ironically enough, because we want to begin synchronizing you both to a better place. That's powerful. Now, where we end up, what I focus on is, my guiding star is, keep the friendship alive. If possible, save the friendship. I'm not focusing on the marriage, I'm focusing on the friendship first. I'm focusing on good communication. The second thing I'm focusing on is each person. Making sure each person is strong, making sure that you're strong and you're getting to a better place. By doing those three things, by making sure you're strong, making sure your partner is stronger, and making sure the relationship of friendship is strong, it guarantees a better ending place wherever the separation process goes. That's really powerful. It does require an outside guide, because without me to mediate, without me being an advocate for each person, it devolves into a fight too fast. Because separation is breaking up the synergy of a relationship. See, two people together do more work than three people apart. The relationship is a person. The relationship is an entity in its own right that adds back to each person. So when we separate, there's no such thing as equitable, because you don't reclaim that relationship. So my spiritual divorce process, part of the spiritual part is trying to reclaim a new friendship, so we gain from that if possible. That's powerful, really powerful actually. Now, there will be times when it's not possible to save the friendship. And in those cases, it is more graceful to separate with grace and give more space. But we'll decide that along the way. So don't pre-guess what your answer will be. I will work with you to help you come to a better answer and find the appropriate answer for each of you. That's powerful. That's actually really awesome. So I could work with just you, or I could work with both you and your partner. You will feel what's right. If you feel like you have to force your partner to talk to me, then it's not time for your partner to talk to me. Then it's time for you to talk to me, okay? Now, I wrote an article called Relationship Rebalancing. You can read it on the site. I also created a video, Relationship Rebalancing. In the video, I talk about some interesting truths. One of the interesting truths is the following. There's stages of relationship issues. And there are 9 stages of relationship working problems. In other words, there's 9 different stages we can work through to improve a relationship, or to separate a relationship, depending on how it flows. People are often at different stages. If you're at a stage where you need to release, you need some space to work on yourself, but your partner is at a stage of insecurity where they need to hold on to you more tightly because they feel they feel you becoming more distant, so they become the need to cling to you a little bit more, that's going to create conflict. So I'm here to help separate both individuals in a way that matches the situation better, and to align the stages so you come together rather than push apart because you're at different places. So one of the secrets of the spiritual divorce is to rebalance each person to get to a similar stage of the process. That's one reason you need me as your advocate, because if you're out of alignment with each other, that out of alignment will cause miscommunication, misunderstandings, and conflict every single time. And I'm here to translate, to act as a translator between you and your partner to prevent miscommunication from messing up. Now, the divorce process in legal system is brutal because the lawyers have to maximize the profits for each individual. And that means that's going to hurt both of you. So the way the court system works is it has a median that won't be fair to either person, quite honestly. And the lawyer is looking out for each person. There's no grace in that. It creates conflict. So the spiritual divorce is pre-divorce on purpose, because we pre-negotiate as much as we can in the separation. We get both people stronger, and being stronger, each person can do more. And in doing more, you have to rely on your partner less. So part of the secret of the spiritual divorce is strengthening you, and if I'm working with a partner, strengthening your partner. The stronger I get both of you, the smoother the process goes. So I teach many things. I teach yoga, I teach exercise practices, I teach meditation, because they all come into play. See, people, when they're divorcing, they think it's only about the divorce. They're not looking out for themselves. A separation means you have to look out for yourself, and because you're still connected to your partner, you have to look out for your partner, but not in a way that conflicts with what they need. So I'm here to balance all that out. And you can tell from what I'm saying, that is complicated because there's a lot to juggle. And since I'm outside and neutral, and I support both you to be in your power, that means I can equally work with you each. It's very powerful. It works. I do something people would think is impossible, and it works. It's because I come in without judgment. I come in to help you both grow. And that's powerful. It works. So if you feel stuck, if you feel like you're trapped in fear, if you feel like there are no answers, it's because you've already judged it to be something worse than it is. You've already in worst case scenario, and you can't see the other options. I'm outside your situation, so I can see all the paths, and I can get you on a better path. Don't be afraid of the separation. Work with the separation. What separation looks like with a spiritual separation is open-ended. So I can give you lots of options. So don't fear. Open up your heart. Open up your mind to see new options. It's really powerful. Okay, so I will resync you both. I will help you rebalance. I will help you mediate gently over time to get to a better place. You can contact us on our site, personaltao.com. And if you have questions, send us to them. This is a unique process, so of course you're going to have questions. One of the problems in divorce and separation is people often get the wrong advice. They often ask their friends what they want to do. And the friends are going to give the advice that they would do. The trouble is, someone else's advice is someone else's advice. It's not your advice. It's not matched to your situation. So the culture always tells you to either hold on too tight or to release too fast. No one does this back and forth process. And no one modulates it relative to your heart. And that's what I'm here to do, to keep it on track to you and on track to your partner, to keep it true and graceful. So you do have to be careful on how you listen to others, because a lot of people will give bad advice at this stage. And that bad advice will just exacerbate the problem. Because if you're in pain and your partner's in pain, no one else wants to inherit your pain. And so they try to shut it down too fast, or they try to do things which are the wrong responses to working through this. You can't be afraid of this process hurting. The hurt is telling us there are boundaries that we need to work with more carefully, and we'll use that as information to learn against. I turn this into a learning experience. And so we're going to teach. Whenever there's a challenge, I'm teaching against the challenge, and you're learning at every step of the way. And at the end of the process, everyone says the same thing. I would do that again, because they became so much more in the process of learning. So I'm not a divorce expert. I'm here to help you become an expert of yourself. I'm here for you to be strong. And in that strength, it becomes win-win. So subscribe to our videos. We have tons of good videos on relationship challenges and meditation and how to be strong. They're there to help you. So subscribe to our videos and keep up to date. And we do a new video every week. We have a lot of material on the website, personaltao.com. So visit our website, personaltao.com, to get more information. And send us an email, contact us. We're here to help you. You're not alone. So peace and namaste. May you have grace in your process.